Good morning, saints. Good morning, class of 2025. It is surreal to step foot on this campus that I first came to 28 years ago during the summer of the 1900s, 1997. To take you back there, the night before I arrived on campus, news broke that Princess Diana had died in a tragic car crash. I moved into my dorm room, not too far away from here, with a desktop computer. Ask your parents, it was really big and bulky. I had a stereo and a 19-inch TV. 19-inch TV was a big TV, and it weighed 50 pounds, literally. There were no cell phones at that time. The internet, to get access to the internet that year, you actually had to unplug your phone, your landline phone, and plug it into your computer, Google it. Titanic ruled the box office. The notorious B.I.G. topped the charts. And yeah, still listening to B.I.G. And Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls won their 5th NBA title. Go Bulls. Sister Amard Gallagher was the last religious sister to serve as president of the university. There was no Lee Center. This was not here. Carruthers and Ostapenko halls were parking lots. That was our overflow 26th Street parking lots. Ballston was still the old Blue Goose. And yet, despite the change, Marymount still feels comfortingly the same. What drew me here was the proximity to DC, the small class sizes, our foundation in faith and prayer, and a commitment to service and selflessness above all else. Over my 4 years, I was encouraged to combine academic excellence with real-world learning as a student leader and interning all of my years on Capitol Hill. Marymount's values were not just words. They showed up in little ways. They showed up in bagged lunches that were packed for my internships. They showed up in discussions right there in the administration building with Sister Amard about student government proposals that we disagreed on from time to time. Or they showed up, I remember, when Carlton Sauls and Vincent Stovall, who were the heads of student life and student activities, gave me a firm but caring talk when my grades were falling behind my extracurricular pursuits. But what I cherish most are the relationships that I built over fries at Bernie's in the Student Center, late night debates, and navigating the awkwardness of growing up together. I remember meeting Rashad Robinson on the first day of freshman year. He had a high top fade and a higher pitched Long Island accent. He became student body president. He became my closest friend to this day, and today is one of the nation's most innovative and impact social justice leaders. I remember meeting Shingai Mavangere, who was a kid with a huge smile from Harare, Zimbabwe. We bonded over our African and African-American roots. I stood by him at his wedding. I became godfather to his beautiful daughter, Kira, and watched him rise from accounting intern while at Marymount to a top federal financial executive. I remember meeting Jaylyn Van Pelt, a bold redhead from a military family who became like a sister through our love of sci-fi and theater. We were nerds. We created the MU Gospel Choir. She went on to found a literacy-focused charter school and is currently transforming the way that we think about equity in education. So the world has certainly changed. You've got Beyonce instead of Biggie. You've got Spotify instead of my big, huge stereo. You've got Wi-Fi instead of dial-up. But Marymount's values have endured. I remember recently walking around campus and I saw those values alive. I saw them in friendships that were being forged, and flyers for student activism and service, and with the intensity with which you have pursued your studies and hearing about the extraordinary awards today. I'm going to be honest with you, the road ahead is not going to be easy. You are graduating amidst economic uncertainty and heartbreaking global conflicts. After I graduated, the dot-com bubble burst, and just a few months later came the tragedy of 9/11. But in my faith tradition, we mark moments when God brought us through the impossible, because if he did it before, he'll do it again. In this room are descendants of the Trail of Tears, the transatlantic slave trade, the Holocaust. There are students who are first in their families to graduate from college, who left their families far away on the other side of the sea. There are students who worked while raising their own children and families, who worked multiple jobs, and sometime you didn't know how that tuition bill was going to be paid. But here you are, you succeeded, you made it, and you triumphed. There is no challenge that is greater than the challenges that we as a people have collectively overcome. And there is no doubt that the class of 2025 has the courage, the commitment, and the character to face what lies ahead. I remember hearing the late, great Congressman John Lewis speak before he passed away, and he shared his oft-repeated mantra, do not get lost in the sea of despair. Instead, get in the way and get in good trouble. But I remember he went off script and he said, you know, oftentimes people come to me and they say, Congressman Lewis, I am standing on your shoulders. He said, do you know what I tell those people? I say, get off my shoulders and get to work. So to the class of 2025, it is your turn. The world is yours. Jump off the shoulders of the giants who came before us and get to work. Get to work with the skills you've sharpened here at Marymount, the values that you hold dear, and the friendships that you built and that will sustain you in the years ahead. And with the absolute knowledge, knowing that you are the ones the world has been waiting for. So congratulations, class of 2025, and welcome to the ranks of Marymount alumni. Go Saints!